Hey, this is Adrian L. Riley with Social Keys. Thank you for kicking it with me. I'm in the car once again, listening to YouTube, and shout out to Omar Duke Jackson. I was watching one of his videos. He was talking about Dr. Umar Johnson, about how he blames black educated men for leaving the community and not staying and mentoring more black kids. So, just to speak to that a little bit, just my own personal experience, because I do mentoring, consulting, all those different things. I've done it in different capacities, and in one capacity, I was doing this in correction. So I'm doing cognitive restructuring classes, and in my hometown, the numbers of black, white, Hispanics, and others in jail is proportionate to the population. So the Democrats. So, but anyway, what I've noticed over the years working with high risk youth, everything when it comes to mentoring our own people, we are some of the last people that want to be mentored by educated black men. That's we don't even want that at all. So that like they need to quit playing with that. They really do because I literally have mentored, especially now working in the corrective system. I have mentored more Aryans than I did black people, like personally mentored. They changed. They like our whole idea of black people changed after we met you. And I just serve everybody the same. Like it's just, I remember. I will give you another point with this. I remember one time I'll be doing my classes. The white people, the Hispanic part of that, they probably didn't know what I was saying. Some of them, but the ones that didn't understand English, they was all attentive and listening. Know who wasn't listening in class? Black folks. They was not listening. To the point I was like, okay. I told my father, I said, I'm gonna have a heart to heart with the black folks. I said, so after class, I'm gonna hold them back. And so one day after class, it was everybody was dismissed and what have you. And I told everybody black stay behind. And I told them, I said, y'all the only people ain't listening. Y'all the only people talking during the class. Y'all the only one out of pocket. Y'all always complaining about representation and all that. And I'm putting y'all up on game. I'm just not sitting up here just running off at the mouth. Because I did something that's called bonus lessons where we talked about real talk stuff. And they knew me. They knew where I came from. So they know what I came out of. So this is not some guy that just went to college or something and learned a bunch of stuff in the book and then try to present it to them. They knew what I was like. Some of them, it's a miracle I wasn't even in jail with some of them. And they know that. That's why they never challenged that type of stuff with me. But again, they were just so disrespectful. And that's why I normally am. Like I remember it was one black dude talked to me later. We ended up being cool. He was just like, and this is older guy. And he was like, I didn't even like you at first. And I already know why. He's just like, yeah, I just thought, he just thought I was pulling myself, whatever, because I was in a position of authority and stuff in that place. And I got that in other places. Like, so when I try to go back and mentor them, I'll try to tell them, it's just like, yeah, well, you think you this and that. Never even talk to me because I'm well dressed. I'm not dressed like I just came out of Yo on TV rap video and I'm almost in my 50s. Like I dress like a grown man. And people be telling me this like, well, you gotta dress down, almost more like hip hop so we can reach the youth. No, like I'm not a kid. I'm a grown man. And I'm trying to show them what that looks like. Then people, oh, that's Eurocentric or whatever. I was like, then what is dressing like so-called hip hop? Then what is that? You saying we don't know how to wear suits or just what? You know what I mean? Dress like an adult? I don't know. Anyway, that's always been the thing. So then, if you leave, say for instance, if you leave the hood and you move to the suburbs, that don't mean you can't mentor kids back in that community, back in the hood. Because I'm telling you right now, my wife is black, and that's not an option. She's like, we ain't never moving back over there to that side or none of that. She's like, that's out. And it's not even a fear for your life thing necessarily, because things have calmed down a lot over there. And, it's still shooting and stuff, but that's not even the issue. Like, I mean, we grossly disrespectful, always in the middle of the street talking. You can't get past, and he loud shooting, just like no. That's why people move to the suburbs. That's it, because it ain't none of that junk. You ain't got to worry about it really. So that's and it's like yeah, and then they don't even appreciate what you have to offer. You either made it out, so to speak, or you and without compromising yourself. And then it's like, yeah, okay, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear. I'm tired of hearing that stuff about you need to go back to the man. I ain't got to for one. I ain't got to do nothing, right? Because because the truth of the matter is we don't appreciate knowledge. We appreciate trash. Like we I mean really. Like I said, there's a few kids I mentored and I still talk to them. Some of them married with families and different things, but the majority of them they just wanted to be on one. They just wanted to be what they see on videos or the music and stuff. And it's like I'm not advocating that. And I've been there and done that stuff. So it's just, but that's what we want, like as a culture, a lot of times in those areas. And I get it. Like I was there at one point in time. I get it. The thing was, I still would talk to. I'll talk to anybody when it came to knowledge. So it didn't matter if they was like on when I was on or they were legit businessmen. It's just I would talk to anybody. But that was just me personally. And that's probably why I end up where I'm at currently because I would just get the knowledge and then if I applied, if I so choose. But the thing is, it's everybody looking for someone to blame. Instead of looking at outward to blame other people, just start with yourself. At the end of the day, there are some people who tried to mentor me on some level. There were some ministers who came to me, and I didn't listen to none of them. I'm like, man, I ain't doing none of that stuff. Well, I didn't say that to them, but I wasn't on that. And it's hard to mentor people when you were raising your own kids. Like I got children, two daughters and a son, and I have to raise them too. So if I had time to mentor, so that's the beautiful thing when I do that it was technically my job to do this. But a lot of people they have primary jobs, and then it's hard to find time to go mentor somebody else's child because a woman decided to have a kid with a dude who ain't gonna be there. Like that's not my responsibility to take care of that. You do it out the kindness of your heart and because your love for people. But am I obligated to do that? No, I don't think so. Not obligated. It's not my seed. I do what I can in the context of the community within reason because again, you take care of your own family, providing and teaching them. But yeah, obligated. You need to come back. Man, get out of here. Like you better get out of here with that. I'm telling you, because it's a lot of work. It's a lot. It's a lot of work, and the need is great. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, we're not looking at how we cause in our community to be what it is. Case in point, for because I'm where I'm at need to be. Case in point, my own children. So to give you the short version, when I found out I was going to be a father, I'm like, well, the lifestyle I'm living is it's a wrap because you can't raise kids from prison. You can't, like, not effectively or really at all. So I said I gotta make some lifestyle changes because I made a promise. I will always take care of my children. They're not calling nobody else daddy. Now while I'm alive, when all I have to do is just do right. Like that's it. So, cause people always ask, it's like, how did you even get to where you at? And like, what changed it for you? Want to hear my backstory? I said, knowing I was gonna be a father. That's what changed it. That's what changed it. Cause I'm raising mine. Period. Like I'm not. No. Like that's not. That it's not an option. I didn't make it an option. Well, it'll be all right because no, it's not gonna be all right. I'm raising my children. In the story. So two of them are already out the house. They grown. They doing what they do. My third one is ready to graduate. Full disclosure, my older two, then late to mid 20s. They don't have any kids. My daughter probably be getting married soon, my oldest, and but yeah, they gonna have a family The man probably proposed to her anytime now, met the family. So I brought structure into their life. And I taught them all that stuff about the decision to make. I had an early conversation with them. And it's like, I'm not raising kids. Like, y'all, like, if you had kids early if you want to, and all, I'm not raising no kids. That's all there is to it. Like, so whatever childhood you had up to that point, when you had them kids, you want to have them in teenage year, is over with. Like your teenage, all that stuff, and I want to give them still a kid. That's no, you an adult. You showing up an adult now because you could raise them kids. I'm not raising them. It's that simple. And we had that conversation when they were real young. So all this kind of stuff we teaching them, you know, be careful what they expose them to. Then overexpose them to grown folk stuff as kids, because that stuff ain't cute. And I closely monitored that. Like, so they went over and exposed and a different thing. So I made sure I protected them best I could. Now I didn't shield them from the real world. I told them how it plays out, how the real world is. The world ain't fair. You gotta work for what you want, all that kind of stuff. Like, ain't nobody owe you nothing. So I told them all of that stuff. And I showed them, which is more important. I modeled it. So whatever I want, I went after it. And I worked hard to get it. So I don't know. But that whole thing, like, I don't like that, because I don't like that concept of that. Because I love my community. I love communities in general. I'm not caught up in the black and white thing at all, because I mentor people across the board, all different type of nationalities, and vice versa. They have mentored me, so it's more of a respect thing, and just I have respect for people who was at a place where I'm trying to get to. I don't care what you is or where you from, so I'll listen to you. But all this obligation things, and you need to stay in the hood, and like, no, I'm not doing that. I speak for me, but it is what it is. I'm not doing it because I already know they won't appreciate it. And there's no slam on nobody. It's just I already know. Like, I've been doing this for years. So, and I'm not mad at no one. Not that anybody caring, but I'm not mad. It's just that's the reality. And those who want to be taught, I will teach them. Those who do not, I will not bother at all. Because at the end of the day, when they need something or they need to talk, they will come, they'll call, and I already know they'll message me, they'll something, and I already know they're in trouble, which is fine. And then I would just talk to them. I don't even charge them for sessions, because people who got money, I charge them for sessions. But yeah, it's just like I talk to them, whatever, meet them with coffee for coffee. And another thing too, real quick before I go, because it made me think of something. A lot of them, even because of what I do, they don't even. Last time they don't even want to be seen in public with me, which are, again, because I consult with law enforcement, all of it across the board. Even though I'm a civilian, but it's like, well, you be around the police and this and that, which I get it, trust me, and I get it, because you don't want to be associated with, especially if you still on one. So, but yeah, like, they don't even want to. So it's just like, yeah, I'm like, whatever. But like I said, that's how the game goes. But trying to do that black guilt trip thing, like, just stop with that and lay everything out for what it really is. That way we can just look at it and everybody know where they fall if they want to be honest. And again, if I was to choose, black folks always been one of the hardest people to mentor. Whether it's kids, whether it's adults, it's always been the case. And it's just, I don't know. I don't know why we like that. We act like we know everything all the time, and we don't. Because like what I always ask them, and then they'll say, "Well, I do this and this and that," and I just ask, "Well, how's that working for you? Is you getting the outcomes you want? And if not, that means you probably doing something wrong. There's a reason why I'm on this side of the jail fence and you on the inside. It don't take much to go to jail, especially temporary. But at the same time, if you continuously going back to jail, something you doing, and you just can't put all of that on the system entirely. Is there some stuff going on in the system? Oh yeah, and I'm very candid about that with them. That's the thing I was telling them. I was like, I ain't making no excuse for the, but you trying to fight the system is like trying to stop a train with a feather. You ain't gonna be able to do it. But what you can do is correct your behavior, because they can't do you bad if you ain't in there. So start changing your behavior. But anyway, that's part of it. So, black mentors, just be, just just in that topic, cause that's the topic of the video. Black mentors. The thing is, we got to be honest. We don't want them. We don't want black mentors. The single moms do because the daddies ain't in their life. But you got to have a conversation. Why do you keep choosing these cats? Because again, if we had intact families, we won't need mentors on the level that we need them. We wouldn't need that because the fathers would be there. And I notice one thing in our community, we don't advocate for sound families and solid families. We don't. They prop up single moms like they superheroes and all. Everything that's toxic about the family, that is what's being promoted. That's what I'm noticing in our community. And when I bring it up to local politicians, black people, politicians and stuff, and I bring this up, I was like, we deleting our babies at an alarming rate. We're not promoting solid families, building of good families where the mother and the father are present, raising the children for how better. This is all data. It's all proven that this works. But no, wherever you find this being promoted wholesale, when I bring this up, it's like we need to talk about this. We talking about everything else, but that about building healthy, solid families. Nobody want to have that conversation. Like, well, whatever. But anyway, I'm out of here. I gotta get in here. I got a lot of stuff to do today. So I'll be traveling quite a bit, so more videos may be coming. Till next time, thank you for kicking it with me. Please do the thumbs up, subscribe thing. I got used to saying all that stuff, but till next time, I'm out.